sahanavavatu sahanau bhunaktu sah viryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahmavidvaram Satgurum Brahmavidvaram. Om Shri Chinmaya Satgurave Namaha. 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 Om Shri Om Shri Chinmaya Satgurave Namaha. 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 Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. Pranatosmyaham. We had one homework last time. Do you all remember what it was? What was it? All Sadhana Chatushtaya verses together. Anybody wants to volunteer to read it? How many of you have done it, written it separately? Good. I hope others will do it. Rajanji, come. This mic is working? Okay. Viveka, Vairagya, Shama, Dhama. Uparati we have not seen yet. 4. We'll all will chant together with Rajanji. Brahma Satyam Jaganmithyetaiva Rupo Vinishchayah Soyam Nitya Nityavastu Viveka Samudahritah Tadvairagyam Jihasyaya Darshana Shravanadibhi Dehadi Brahma Paryante Nitye Bhogavastuni Virajya Vishaya Vrata Dosha Drishta Murmuhu Swalakshe Niyatavastha Manasas Shama Uchyate Vishayebhya Paravartya Stapanam Swaswagolake Ubayeshamindriyanam Samadam Parikirtitah.
Bhahyanālambanam Vrittere Gosharuparuttama.
Dhama. Uparati will continue next time.
Sahanam Sarvadukkanam Apratikara Purvakam Chinta Vilaparahitam Sa Titiksha Nigadyate.
Good.
Shastrasya Guruva.
Good.
Oh.
That is good.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. I'm glad you wrote. All of them writing it together will help us reflect on it better. We are seeing it in detail so that whenever we read them together, those qualities will open up some new thing. Sadhana Chatushtaya is the prerequisite for enlightenment, liberation, God realization. Just like if you want to light a lamp, first you need the lamp, then you need ghee, then the wick. Final thing is lighting the lamp. If we want to light the lamp of knowledge, Jnana Deepa, the ingredients needed before that is Sadhana Chatushtaya. 4-fold qualifications of a student of Vedanta. The first one we had seen was Viveka. Every time we revise, there will be something new. So we have to keep noting all these new points also. What is Viveka? The ability to discern between the real and unreal. That quality is called as Viveka. Now one thing to note here is, when I say the word real, I might use alternate words. I might call it as Brahman, Atman, God, truth. give it whatever name you want. But the indicator of that truth should also be clear to us. Then only we can discern better. And out of all the indicators, the one that we have to pay closer attention to is truth is of the nature of bliss. Nature of truth and nature of untruth are opposite. Okay, real and unreal, their characteristics will be opposite. For example, truth is infinite. What will be untruth? Finite. Truth is eternal. What is untruth? Perishable, ephemeral. Truth is of the nature of bliss. What will be untruth? Sorrowful. In that I should get conviction. If I am overly attached to my body, where is it leading me? Towards sorrow. If I am overly attached to my emotions, where are they leading me? Towards sorrow. Thoughts becoming restless, where is it leading me? Towards sorrow. Contrary to this is the truth, which is of the nature of bliss. We can separate two things not by merely knowing the words. We can separate two things when we know the word and what it indicates. Yesterday, Bhagavad Gita 13 chapter class, we were seeing this example. If somebody mixes, you go to the grocery store, you get edible items and other toiletries are also there. And you tell the child, separate out the edible items. Now the child goes, separates out, and you come back and you still see jaggery sitting there, some other food items still there. How will you tell the child? Or why did the child not separate out the edible items? Because he didn't know the lakshana. He didn't know the meaning of what all things are included in that. So one Mahatma Ji in one commentary he writes, just like that child left edible items, in the self or in the self sometimes we include body, mind and intellect. While doing viveka between real and unreal, in reality we start including body, we might include mind and intellect. Anyway, the main point is, word by itself will not help us do viveka. If I keep saying I have to do viveka between real and unreal, that real itself will not bring some understanding. So one lakshana which I have to remember, real is of the nature of bliss, everything else is of the nature of sorrow. Either today or tomorrow it will show up as sorrow. This point we had discussed before. Have you seen picture of Lord Buddha? Any idol or something you must have seen. Have you seen him sorrowful any time? Always happy. They call laughing Buddha. What is his teaching? Sarvam kshanikam kshanikam, sarvam dukkham dukkham. And one commentator he writes, he is happy because he has understood this. We see Lord Buddha in that cheerful form because he has understood what is the truth and untruth to be of the nature of sorrow. That is when our next step will work, which is Vairagya. Until I see joy in untruth, there is no way I can get Vairagya. We never get dispassion from joy. To the extent we are seeing sorrow, extent we are seeing limitations, to that extent one gets detachment. That was the second Sadhana Chatushtaya called as Vairagya. For Viveka, what is the new point that we saw today? along with the word, the indicator or meaning should become clear. Sat is blissful, Asat is sorrowful. Without that clarity, I won't be able to discern. Some untruth also I will include in the truth, erroneously. Now, if I understood this clearly, that there is Sat, real, which is blissful, and Asat, which is unreal, which is sorrowful, my attitude towards this untruth, my relation towards this untruth, that is called as Vairagya. Because I know I have to seek this, and this other thing which is of the nature of sorrow is present, I should not get colored by it. Ranja means to color. Raga means mind getting colored. Viraga means mind which doesn't get colored. It is not some kind of distaste, not some kind of aversion, nor escapism. It's a healthy, mature perspective towards the untruth. These words have its own power. Huh? Instead of calling it anatma, call it as untruth. Instead of calling it matter, call it as untruth. It will create some new impact on the mind. Now, this topic we had not seen before. What are the indicators of Vairagya? How do we know that Vairagya is dawning upon in our life? First indicator is mind becomes peaceful and sense organs become quiet. One who has lot of desires and mind is racing, their peace cannot manifest. And for this, Bhagavan has given us immediate response. Some tests you do, you don't have to wait for the result. Right then and there you get the result. So Bhagavan, right now, do I have Vairagya or not? How do I know? Answer is, see how peaceful the mind is. Whenever Vairagya has come, mind has become peaceful. And see whether sense organs have an urge to go out. That is the first indicator of Vairagya. Second indicator of Vairagya is there is clarity in this person's decision. In different life choices, what I should do, what I should not do. Sattvika buddhi is the result of this Vairagya, and he is able to grasp knowledge well. Another blessing of Vairagya is he can grasp things clearly. That is the second indicator of Vairagya. Last one is beautiful. Whenever our dependence on God increases, whenever our dependence on Bhagavan increases, that is sign of Vairagya. What are we getting Vairagya from? Truth or untruth? Untruth. What is God's nature? Truth. So more he tries to dissociate from untruth, what is his support that is remaining? Truth, which is God. So internally, nothing has changed outside. Life is still the same, challenges are still there. But the question is, what am I depending upon? To the extent I can depend upon Bhagavan, to that extent, Bhagavan's Kripa is manifesting in my life as Vairagya. Because this kind of Vairagya, complete dependence on God, is Bhagavad Kripa only. That's why the two famous examples are given. baby monkey holding on to mother monkey, and mother cat holding on to baby cat. First is called as Markata Bhakti. Devotee struggles hard to hold on to God. That is the first step. Second step is Marjari Bhakti, where the mother cat is holding on to the kitten. Even if the kitten wants to fall, it doesn't allow. But they are not two parallel bhaktis. Huh? Markata Bhakti evolves into Marjari Bhakti. One who struggles to hold on to God, Bhagwan holds on to that devotee. Otherwise, Bhagwan says, every being is my child only. Whom should I hold on to? Whom should I not hold on to? Those who seek Bhagwan, that manifests in their life as Vairagya. That's why Srimad Bhagavatam, mother is Bhakti Mata. And who are her two sons? Jnana and Vairagya. Knowledge and dispassion. Lakshman Gita also, there is a very nice chaupai. After giving entire teaching, Lakshmanji says, Janiya jabahi jiva jaba jaga, jaba jaba vishaya bilasa viraga. Know that jiva to have awakened only when he gets dispassion from material things. Now, material things includes everything, huh? Name, fame, power, position, when they become irrelevant in front of the Lord. That is his awakening from delusion. So he explains Vairagya as firm devotion to God. Hoi bibeku moha brahma bhaga, taba raghunatha charana anuraga. When he gets dispassion, he gets clarity of what is the truth and what was I holding on to. And when he holds on to firmly, he says that is when his devotion blossoms fully. That is the beauty of this Vairagya. Three things we saw. How does Vairagya manifest? First one is mind and sense organs are peaceful. Second is there is clarity. And third is there is greater dependence on God. They say when you have sunrise, you don't see the sun first. First you see the reddish tinge. Poetically they say, this is the chariot on which Lord Sun rides. Arunodaya happens first. You see that chariot first, and then you see the sun. So that reddish tinge of Vairagya are these three qualities. To the extent we can work on them, to that extent Vairagya dawns. Now Viveka led to Vairagya. Vairagya brings Shat Sampatti. 6 inner qualifications. What are they? Shama, Dhama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana. 6. Think of these 6 as 6 spokes of a wheel. There are 6 spokes of a wheel. Each one is this quality. And the hub of the wheel is Vairagya. They are all rooted in dispassion. If you have to move the spokes, what do you have to move? The hub. You move the hub, the spokes will move. And if you move the spokes, what will naturally move? The hub. So if we have to increase Vairagya, we have to work on Shat Sampatti. And more we work on Vairagya, Shat Sampatti will also increase. Because they are interrelated. Vairagya is the hub, Shat Sampatti are the spokes. So you move Vairagya, move the hub, spokes will move. Shat Sampatti will increase. You move the spokes, increase Shat Sampatti, hub will move. Vairagya will increase. Now somebody might ask, why did they have to classify this in one category? Were they trying to make us happy that you don't have to remember too many things? Chatushtaya, they said 4. In the third one, they packed 6. So total it is 9. There is something to note here. These 6 qualities are interlinked. If we hold on to one uncompromisingly, other 5 will increase. These 6 spokes, they are all interconnected. For example, Titiksha. Titiksha is forbearance. We have not seen it yet. We will see it later. If I have to practice forbearance, do I need mind control or not? I need Shama. If I have to practice forbearance, I need Dhama, sense organs. I need withdrawal, Uparati. Why should I practice this kind of forbearance? I need Shraddha, faith. And I also need a goal for which I am practicing this, Samadhanam. This point we will see at the end also. But if you get a doubt, why are 6 classified into one category? It is because increasing one increases the rest. They are connected in that way. Now the first one was Shamaha. What was the meaning of Shamaha? Quietening the mind, pulling the mind back from sense objects. By pointing out the consequences, limitations, educating the mind. If children do some mischief, what do parents say? We need to talk. That statement is very scary, you know. The moment you hear this, means you are in some trouble. So with our mind also, daily conversations. Where all it has gone, where it should not have gone, and what can I do better? That is Shamaha. The benefit of Shamaha is, majority of the time, this person will be in a pleasant mood. If I lack Shamaha, majority of the time, irritable mood. Highly inflammable. Small spark is sufficient for the mind to lose control. When you go to these parks, they put fire danger. You've seen that dial? Low, medium, high. One danger is inside. How inflammable this mind is, how quickly it can get agitated. So from high, it should come to medium. From medium, it should come to low. Whatever might be the trigger, it doesn't matter. So Shama is that ability to quieten the mind. The Sanskrit word for that is Avesha Rahityam. Avesha means something engulfs my mind completely. Avesha means that. I don't know, in temples, if you have seen in India, they say Bhagavad Avesha happens. Suddenly they start dancing, doing so many things. This is that Avesha Rahityam of any other vritti, any other thought. That should not happen. That is called as Shama. Then comes Dhama. Dhama is more at sense organ level. Even if my mind is agitated, this person has trained his personality such that his transactions are not soured. That is his ability of sense control. Primarily with regards to organ of action. because we do transactions with organ of action. So even if my mind has lost control, what my hand should do, where I should go, in that I should have certain disciplines for myself. Certain boundaries I should not cross. Taking upon those kind of disciplines is called as Dhama. It's a great savior. It will save us from a lot of trouble. Many mistakes are committed because of avesha. Then with regards to organs of perception, even if mind wants to see something, not allowing the mind to see certain things, that is called as Dhama at sense organ level, organ of perception. Same with hearing. Mind might want to hear so many things. Somebody was recently asking about types of music. Is it okay for a sadhaka to listen this kind of music? What is the bottom line there? See what it does to you after listening. If it increases desires, increases agitation, that music is not the right one. Staying away from such a thing is Dhama. Mind might want, but certain things I will not do. All these qualities, right? Shamaha, Dhamaha, Uparamaha, please pronounce with the Visarga. Don't call it as Sham, Dham, Uparam. Guruji said, लोग दमाहो को दम बोलते हैं, दम करने के लिए भी दम चाहिए और एकदम नहीं होगा. Means to practice Dhamaha also you need inner strength. But it is Dhamaha, not Dham. Dhamaha. So Dhamaha is more at sense organ level. Next quality is Uparati. 23rd verse, you look at the last line. Bahyanalambanam vrittehe esho paratiruttama. Bahyanalambanam vrittehe esho paratiruttama. Simple meaning of Uparati is withdrawal. Withdrawal from those things which I need not do and allowing myself the time to do what I am supposed to do. Simple meaning of Uparati is that withdrawal from not my bounden duties, those things which I need not do. I end up doing because my mind pushes me there. But Shankaracharya ji has given lot of depth to this quality. You see what he says. Bahya analambanam. Alambanam means to take support. Analambanam means not to take support. Bahya analambanam means not to take any external support. Whether it is person, object, action, not depending upon them to define ourselves or be happy. That ability is called as Uparati. Very beautiful definition. Mind has this tendency to get attached or to get addicted. You know how it will go? First, it will go out of curiosity to figure out what is there. Somebody might tell us, or we ourselves will go. Slowly it will start getting joy there. From curiosity, it has become source of joy. And very quickly, it will get attached. If that thing is not there, it becomes miserable. Like this, there are so many things which have reserved the mental bandwidth. And what is his complaint? I don't have time. So Shankaracharya says, let us sit down and analyze what are those things which we are depending upon, which is not our duty. Simple example you take. Let's say one new neighbor has come. First, we might go out of curiosity. Who is this new person? Looks to be a nice person. Slowly, it will become source of joy. If it's a good neighbor. I like spending time in the evening. Every evening you go and spend time. And before we know, last step has come, attachment. Now, what is Uparati telling us? Not to have friendship with neighbor? What is the problem here? My dependence on that person. Uparati means that I should be able to revel. Rati should happen without anything. I should be able to enjoy my own company. This is the main quality for time management. If we list down our activities from morning till evening, detailed you can write. How much time to get ready, how much time to cook food, go to work, everything you include, and be generous. 7 hours of sleep, 45 minutes to get ready. Still you will find we have net of 2-3 hours in our hand. Try this. If you just, on paper if we write down which activity should demand how much time, you will find we have 2-3 hours which we should be having in our hands. But our feeling is, I need 2-3 hours more. So which quality I should focus on? Uparati. What are those things which I am doing right now, which I need not do, which I have become dependent upon? Another example to understand is TV shows. You see, it will follow the same method. What is the first step? Curiosity. Somebody must have told us, this is a nice show. Then we started watching it. Slowly it became source of joy. Not addiction directly. First I should get joy. If I don't get joy there, I will get Vairagya right there. I will not do anything which doesn't give me joy. But the moment I've gotten joy, before I know, it becomes an addiction. So if I need time for my goal, here we are talking about spiritual goal. But for a student, it will be his study goal. What we all need to focus is Uparati. Where is my time going and where I need to pull back? The example of Uparati generally what is given is turtle. How it can withdraw its limbs when it senses a danger. In that way I should be able to pull myself back in those areas of danger. And if I am unable to do it for a whole day, at least for some time in the day I need this. Solitude. In Bhagavatam, there is one story. Sanat Kumaras, they have a question. Very subtle question. Has mind entered sense objects? Or have sense objects entered the mind? What did you say? He says, mind entered sense objects? Or has sense objects entered the mind? Because both are interdependent. Sense objects are perceived only when mind is there. And you can establish mind only when it has a object. No thought can be without an object. And they are brooding over this question. They go to their father, Brahmaji. And Brahmaji was busy with creation at that time. Some new loka is coming. Some jiva needs to get some karma phala. Very busy. They ask this question to him. And he says, Nabhya padyata karmadihi. There is one verse in Bhagavatam that because he was so busy, he did not even understand where this question is coming from. And remember, who is the source of all knowledge for jivas? Bhagavan Vishnu, then it is Brahmaji himself. So one good thing he does, he honestly accepts it. He says, I don't know what question you are asking. You pray to Bhagavan Narayana. He will come and answer. So they pray and Bhagavan comes in the form of a swan bird. So that teaching is popular as Hamsa Gita. But the background of Hamsa Gita is this, Uparati. That if you don't have Uparati, it doesn't allow us to do any creative thinking. At work also you will see, if you have very busy day, back to back, meetings and other things, people put on their headphones. That is one form of Uparati. Let me focus on my work. At least for that short time, I need that. So in our day, we have to ask ourselves, have I carved out time for solitude? If the question is, in my busy schedule, where is time for solitude, Uparati? We should not look upon it as an expense. It's an investment. The more I'm able to practice Uparati, to that extent I can handle my Vyavahara better. So it is going to help me there. Now with Uparati comes another very important quality called as Titiksha. This is a very famous shloka, 24th verse you see. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vilaparahitam satitiksha nigadyate. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vilaparahitam satitiksha nigadyate. Satitiksha nigadyate. That is called as Titiksha. What is it? Sahanam sarva dukkhanam. Forbearing all sorrows in life. Bhagavan has not used the words Sahanam sarva sukhanam. Because to go through joy, we need some viveka there also. Not to get overexcited. But in general, we don't mind it. But whatever sorrows are coming, to go through them without resisting. How to go through them? 3 things are mentioned. Apratikara purvakam. Without resisting it. Chinta vilaparahitam. Without overanalyzing it, without getting anxious about it. Without any chinta. And vilaparahitam. Vilaparahitam means without talking about it. That quality is called as Titiksha. Look at his precision. Huh? First thing is, any sorrow that is coming to me, devotee says, Bhagwan, I deserve this. If I didn't deserve it, there was no way you would send it my way. If at all you have sent it, some papa karma of my past is getting washed away. That word to understand and practice is something very different. Huh? In sorrow to say, Bhagwan, I am not seeking any change. Apratikara, no resistance. And sometimes worry remains. What if this comes again? This sorrow. It's a chinta rahitam. Doesn't matter. If it comes, it comes. And vilaparahitam. no urge to talk about it. These three things put together is called as Titiksha. Shankaracharya is setting the bar very high. Because if we can aim there, at least 10-20% if we reach, in that lot of good will happen. First, you take simple examples. If a student goes to university, and smallest pinprick, if he says, I want to change now, I want to change my major, I want to change my professor, I want to change my university, it will be very difficult. But if he says, doesn't matter what happens, my goal is not this pair of opposite, my goal is to study. And if karma is very strong, no matter how hard we try, we cannot keep it away. You escape from one place, another place it is waiting. So it is better that we get done through it here, now and here. And no worry about future, no chinta, and no talking about it over and beyond. Now these pairs of opposites, they can come at different levels. So different commentators, they have explained. One is body, mind, intellect. That's the easiest to understand. So at body level, I might have hunger and thirst. Body level, I might have some physical pain. Now, am I able to go through it without resisting? Now, that doesn't mean one should not take medicine. That is not the point of Titiksha. In spite of doing things, there are times when we cannot avoid certain things. Going through that with tapabuddhi, that this is my austerity, I don't need to resist it too much. The blessing of this mindset is that sorrow becomes irrelevant. If I resist it too much and insist that it has to change, it will bother me more. More I accept that this is how it is, not resist it, to that extent I can handle it better. Body level, this is the pair of opposite, hunger and thirst and physical pain that comes. At mind level, pair of opposite is joy and sorrow. Whenever we have experiences that we don't like, that is a pair of opposite coming at mind level. In fact, final result of any action is sukha or dukkha. That pair of opposite has to come, and more I can be prepared that this is how it is. I cannot have only sukham all the time. Third one is at intellect level. At body level it was hunger and thirst and pain. Mind level it was sukha dukkha. Intellect level it is subtler. Mana apamana. Honor and dishonor. Praise and insult. Look at the beauty of a devotee. Ravana kicks Hanumanji. Hanumanji never said one word to Ravana, don't do this. What was his mindset? To do Bhagwan's work, this is the experience I have to go through. First one is no resistance. Apratikara. Second is no worry, this Ravana is more powerful than me. No anxiety about what is going to happen in the future. And third is when Bhagwan asks him, when he comes back, what all did you do in Lanka? He doesn't start with what all things Ravana did to him. That is an expression of Titiksha. It cannot happen unless we have Guru Bhakti. Because to forbear, there should be a great reason. Yesterday, somebody was sharing one anecdote with me. Bhagwan Raman Maharshi ji, there was one disciple who was living in their ashram. And suddenly, there was a lot of chaos getting created. And people wanted that person to go away. They went to Bhagwan and said, should we send this person away? Bhagwan said no. If at all they have to improve, if at all they have to grow, they have come to me. Everybody is growing, allow her to grow. Now imagine how much of Titiksha others would need to have towards that person. Experiences are pairs of opposites. Sometimes there is joy, sometimes there is sorrow also. But what is that anchor for Titiksha? Guru Bhakti. That if my teacher has said this, rain or shine, I will forbear. That is the beauty of Titiksha. I had met another devotee. He had a similar situation with work. They were business people. And certain businesses, it looks good from outside. But when you go inside, we realize how much of other things are hidden there. Time and again, he would go to his guru and say, I am ready to come to your feet. You just tell me to come, I will come. And Guru's main instruction was, your family needs you. Not only your immediate family, your extended family depends upon you. And he was 75. Now imagine with what mindset he has to go through the pinpricks of his job. Only Guru Bhakti. He has told me for a reason to stay, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to go beyond these pairs. Now, the root word of Titiksha is Tij. So Sanskrit, right, how words are formed. There is one root word. You decorate that word with several things, you will get final word. Okay, so Tij becomes Titiksha. Another meaning of the word, or one meaning of the word Tij is to forbear, what we are discussing right now. Another meaning is to sharpen. Have you heard the word Tikshna? Talwar Tikshna hai. Tikshna means what? Sharp. That Tikshna also comes from the root word Tij. If you are with me until this point, some new meaning will open up from this root. Whoever is able to forbear, they sharpen their inner potential. Whoever is able to practice Titiksha, in that sadhaka, their inner potential gets awakened. So if somebody has to sharpen their ability of speech, what do they have to do? Become quiet. To the extent person can be quiet, to that extent his inner potential of speech is awakened. By the way, whatever points I am sharing today, all is the sampatti of Akhandanandaji Maharaj. I am sharing this because we need Mahatva Buddhi also there. Whatever these points are there. So he has analyzed it very differently for all Sadhana Chatushtayas. When we come to Shraddha, we will see that. Very new meaning. But for this particular quality, he says, Titiksha means that which is going to awaken a person's inner potential. And he was talking to some wandering monks. He says, if you can fast for a few days, food will come to you. He says that is the power of Titiksha. What is the difference between Titiksha and Tapasya? Tapasya is when I willingly take on few things. Let's say there is a lot of food, but a person decides to fast. That is called as Tapasya. But let us say someday that person doesn't get food. He doesn't resist it, doesn't worry about it, doesn't talk about it. Forbears cheerfully. That cheerful forbearance is called as Titiksha. On his own, if he fasts, Tapasya. But there are situations when he would have to fast, Titiksha. Same with praise and insult. We don't seek insult. But if it comes, going with this tapabuddhi, going through that experience with this thought of austerity, that this is making me strong from within, this is God's will, some past papa karma is getting washed away, that mindset is called as Titiksha. And such a person becomes fit for enlightenment. Saha amrutatvaya kalpate. One who forbears becomes fit. Okay, so this Tij Dhatu, this second meaning also we have to appreciate, sharpen. So one who forbears sharpens his inner potential. I mean, there are certain things we should just allow to let go. Then we can be our best. You know, when they play cricket test match, leaving the cricket ball is also considered to be an art. Majority test balls are left. Then comes his master stroke. T20 is different. Right from first ball you have to start hitting. This Titiksha is like test match. Which one to leave, which one to play. In English they say pick your battles. So Titiksha is that. What is my goal? And is my mind available for that goal? Constantly I have to pay attention to it. Okay. Next one is Shraddha, which we'll see in the next session. But you all know what is your assignment for the next session. Sadhana Chatushtaya verses, write all of them together. I would encourage you not to type it, because then you'll copy paste. Chat GPT, please give me Sadhana Chatushtaya. If you write it, you can also write some key points after it. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Other sessions we have been giving